I don't think it lags as much as it tells us it does.
I don't think so either, because so many of our videos start with us like,
Hi, folks.
hello,
We are live.
Hello, everybody.
how's it going?
Pretty good.
Good,
I'm
good.
going to
Pretty
make
good.
sure that we are good on all of our channels.
That works. I was going to do the same thing, and then I forgot about it.
Hello, Aloof Puppet.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
All right, everybody. So, for those of you who are popping in super early, I know we usually do announcements later, but I'm super excited because Elle and I finally got the store.
Yes.
It's not fully populated, but it is populated. So there's a new link in the loot button, or you can just visit here. I haven't bought us a website yet, so ignore the Wix site thing. We will be buying a domain soon.
Yes.
For now, that's where it is. Oh no, errors occurred.
I don't think so.
It occurred
We're
going
not.
to Facebook.
Are we not live?
Maybe not. No, I think we are. Regardless. So yeah, if you are bored, check out the new store. It has some new designs. It has a few old designs, and we're going to be putting in new stuff. I think for some reason, only the women's T-shirt uploaded. We'll get a men's T-shirt out there, but the sweatshirt is unisex. Anyway, the cups are my favorite. So yeah. So for those of you who are just joining us, I'm not going to do our normal recap because last week we ended our last adventure. So if you want to see what's been going on with the gang, watch the previous episodes. If you are brand new here and you want to see what the heck this adventure is about, check out our pilot episodes. That will introduce you to all of the characters. We only have a few of us here today, but that is going to be good because it's going to allow us to do some lovely role playing and deepening of these characters for you. Also, this is my first time running this system, and also my only second time ever doing game master things of any kind. So we will see how this adventure goes. And I think
Great.
Awesome is how it will go.
For normal. In the middle, we're going to take a small break. It'll probably be a little shorter than usual because I don't know that we will do the fully to 11 tonight. We might. Who knows? But yeah. So without further ado, welcome to Weldport.
Welcome.
Hello.
And tonight, we are going to begin with just Thomas. So, this is the night after we have had our adventure with the unwilling zombies. Our thoughts and prayers are with them as they embark on their new journey of eating only rotten fruit instead of humans.
The vegetarian lifestyle has health benefits if you can keep to it.
We hope this brings them much more joy than the other stuff did.
Yes, we do.
But Thomas had kind of a stressful day, and so is in a deep, deep sleep. And in the midst of this sleep, we get a fog. And this fog is familiar to everybody at this point. It seems to be the fog of that sort of in-between world where we've been several times. This fog is dotted with little bright lights that seem like they might be moths or mosquitoes or just auras around your eyes. You can't really tell, and the light kind of does funny things. They don't seem to be coming at you. They're just sort of in the air like dust. You are in a clearing, and then slowly the clearing seems to build to what looks like approximation of this house that you've been in with these people who have taken you in. And then the house starts to kind of change and elongate and grow taller. Sort of like a tower? And then the tower sprouts weird arms and a vaguely feminine head with a headdress arcing around.
Oh wow.
The face is made of wood and stone, but it's not terribly pleasant wood and stone. It literally looks like someone burst through the house, and it's all cobbled together. The stone is not smooth along the skin. It's like there's wires and gashes and broken glass. This thing is not pleasant, and it looms over you. As it looms, it reaches out towards you with a gnarled hand. Quicker than you expected, but it can't quite reach you. You can sense a lot of power coming off of it. What would you like to do?
I mean, at first try to avoid it, but this is a dream, and I've existed in a dream space for a long time. So probably try to defend myself with my hand. Just try to make contact.
It pulls back. You surprised it.
I'm not here to hurt you. It's okay. Am I in your space or are you in mine?
You don't know. This is my land. And its voice sounds like creaking beams or moving trees. You do not belong here.
I don't trespass intentionally. I've been pulled. I would humbly ask for hospitality.
No one gave me hospitality. Everyone came, and they broke, and they tore. But you are not like the ones who broke or tore. You are different.
I would like to think that I would never hurt somebody who didn't try to hurt me or my loved ones first.
No, not like that. You are not like them. You are not like them. You are something else.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
Look at your hand. You are not like them.
Yeah, I know. Some sort of curse, but we're going to figure it out, and you don't have to be afraid of it.
No. I want it. And she reaches for you, and just as she is about to come down on your head, you awaken. Suddenly. Because there is a banging in the other room. And we will cut to Rose. Rose is also asleep. Yeah, it has also been a stressful couple days for Rose.
It's
I
been
feel like this has been kind of a life-altering couple weeks.
I would say so. It's different, you know.
Yeah. So you've probably, retreated to some comforts and some just, all right, happy place. You did happen to fall asleep watching Ever After. And in your dream, you sit up, you're in your room. It looks mostly like your room, but it's like your room if it was like lit in a movie. There's like moonshine and beautiful like fireflies sort of trickling through the moonshine. And it's like beautiful blue. And on the edge of your bed is this gorgeous blue dress with like white silvery angel wings and a little mask. What do you do?
I was just gonna put that on as quickly as possible.
All right. So you put on the dress, you put on the wings, and you notice your door is closed, but you can see light underneath the door, and you can hear sounds coming up from down below. Would you like to go take a look?
Mm-hmm.
So you walk down the stairs, and instead of your house, it is like that giant courtyard in the castle, and there are people wandering around. There are people dancing around in quadrilles and figure eights and circles, and everybody is entranced by the music. And as you come to the top of the stairs, a spotlight shines on you, and everybody stops, and a gasp goes through the crowd, and the prince, who is on the other side of the courtyard, sees you and quickly pushes his way through the crowd up to you. Do you do anything?
She is totally delighted. She's going to meet him halfway, as she would in the story.
The prince grabs you in his arms, and he's like, "Oh, you're here. I'm so glad that you came. I didn't think that you were going to find me."
Oh, I did.
Good. I was so worried. And his face is initially the face of the prince from the movie. But it kind of starts flickering between like one of your old boyfriends and his. So it's like a little more familiar, but a little bit weird. But it's very close to your face.
Hello.
And he says, "Tell me your real name, beautiful princess."
It's Rose.
Rose. Rose. Please. Do you promise that you will hold on to me forever and ever and never let go?
Oh, Ella's like, that's a lot of commitment, but Rose would be like, yes, of course.
So he hugs you close and he's like, "You have to save me. I'm trapped in this gilded cage like a bird longs to go free, but this was once home and it's now a prison." And the flickering is now even more aggressive, like between the faces. It's almost jarring. And there's more and more lights kind of around. It looks like there's like beautiful little bugs sort of creating a halo, but they're starting to move in a little bit more erratic ways, almost like darting like at the two of you. And trying to dart between the two of you. He loosens his grip on you and says, "You have to find me. Do you promise that you'll find me?"
Where are you?
"I'm here. I'm right here. But you have to set me free. I can't be stuck here anymore." And now he's changing like shape. It's like old, like full-size man and then little girl.
Oh.
Full-size man, little girl. And then as soon as the little girl solidifies in front of you, all of the beautiful lights descend upon you and pull the little girl away from you.
Oh my god.
Do you try to hold on?
He's going to try to keep a grip on her, yeah.
All right. You are able to hold on to her, and she is now fully transformed into the little girl. It's no longer the prince, but she's begging you, "Please, please find me. Please,
I will.
get me out." And then she is taken into the lights, and you wake up with a bang because Edith has slammed into your room and is like, "Rose, are you okay?"
I'm good.
"Are you sure?"
Yeah. I think I just had a nightmare and why? What's going on?
Well, you were talking in your sleep, which you don't usually do. And you were promising unrequited love, and then you were saying something about helping somebody, and I don't. It sounded confusing, and I just wanted to be sure you were okay because it's been a lot the last couple days.
No, I'm okay. There was this little girl, and she was getting taken away, and she was asking for help, and I don't know how to help her.
Okay, well, you probably just had a dream.
Right.
Do you want some breakfast?
Oh, okay, that'd be nice.
Okay. I'll go grab some coffee and toast and eggs.
Yeah, I can come down. I'll make it. Don't worry.
I can make you breakfast, Rose. You're white as a sheet. And
All right.
Edith goes down to the kitchen.
She'll just go kind of get ready and try to shake all that off.
Okay. So, Edith is in the kitchen making breakfast when you come down. Is there anything you would like to do?
No, she probably just gets ready and she's trying to full-heartedly believe that it was just a dream. So she'll just come down and sit at their little kitchenette. So, how'd you sleep?
Well, I didn't because I have a business final coming up. So
Edith.
it's fine. It's fine.
Not fine.
It's
No,
Monday.
definitely not fine. You are running on nothing. You need a nap.
No, well, I do need a nap. I took a 20-minute. I've been trying this power napping thing.
Nope.
Where,
not
20 minutes and then 3 hours and then 20 minutes and then 3 hours. I think Thomas Edison did it.
Well, Thomas Edison also died a long time ago. We're in the modern century where we sleep, and you need sleep.
I'm fine. Genuinely, I'm fine. I just have to push through this, and I need to just... Rose, this is how I cope, okay? I'm just going to overcommit and really overcommit to it, and I'll probably fail at a good half of it, but the other half will be mostly okay, and then I can move forward.
I don't like it.
Well,
you need to take a nap.
I hate to say this, but you will understand in a few years.
Okay, first, playing on age is not nice, and second, I won't understand because I'll be sleeping during my finals. That's the difference.
If you sleep during your finals, you will fail them.
That's not true. Statistically, a number of students do better when they sleep.
During their finals?
Mm-hmm. Because none of them ever do. Edith, don't fight me on this. I promise you my Googling skills are better.
I don't have to fight you on this. I'm going to do my own thing.
I just think you should get a nap in. It would be better. You would feel better. Rari wouldn't annoy you as much.
Rari is fine. I actually feel really bad for Rari. But Rari is mostly fine. He's at class, I think.
Did he say which one he's picking for the day?
No. I think he just audits classes as he likes. It's fine.
I don't know that anyone's going to kick the foreign exchange student out.
No, he's fine.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, I wish you would nap, but you are your own person and you're allowed to do what you want.
Breakfast.
Thank you.
And she plops that in front of you.
She starts eating it. So, what are your plans for today?
I'm going to do normal things.
Mm-hmm. Like
have more coffee and finish my paper. Mm-hmm. And I will take a nap. I will take a 20-minute nap.
And how about a 40-minute nap?
I will take fine. I'll take a 40-minute nap.
Thank you.
But I just want this stuff to be done.
Do you want to talk about any of it?
Not really. No, Mike keeps trying to tell me that my parents are fine and I should just understand, which I don't. And, you know, I don't remember. It's just been a really hard couple of years, and I worked really hard to get back to normal. And this is kind of. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. So, you know what? Everything's fine. And I really hope that all of this just goes away. I don't think it's going to be able to, but I'm just going to pretend like it's going to go away for a weekend, until another zombie horde shows up at our doorstep and needs our help. So,
Well, just know you don't have to talk about it to not be fine with it. So I'm here for you, and even if you don't want to talk about it, it's also okay if it's not okay.
I'm not fine. I'm not okay. My parents committed me to a mental institution after our house burned down and my sister disappeared. They're dead set that she's dead and know in my bones that she is not, because I saw her.
Well, then we'll find her. After finals, so you can have a normal final.
I don't think she's anywhere that normal people can find her, Rose.
Well, we've been a lot of places normal people can't go.
I don't know if she will be her when we find her. So for now, we're just going to get through finals. And you should try to stay as much out of this as you can, because I don't think you understand what's actually at stake. And that's not me trying to be, oh, I'm older than you, so I know. It's just me trying to say, a year ago, my life made sense and I was miserable. And now nothing makes sense and I'm actually damaged. So, I'm going to go do some papers and. Sorry. And Edith is going to kind of stomp out and like slam the door behind her and leave you in the kitchen.
Well, Rose is just going to eat her breakfast kind of quietly.
I feel so bad.
Very hurt puppy vibes, like kicked puppy. She's sitting there sadly.
Okay. So, well, while you're eating, the other housemate that's still around comes down for breakfast.
You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm great.
I would have come in, but I really don't know what to say to her. Not just when she's like that, but kind of all the time.
Edith is an acquired taste.
She's very mad. I think she's got the right to be.
I don't know what she's been through, but I can tell she's been through a lot.
Yeah. And Rory and I make her angry easier than you guys do. I just try to keep to myself. Thanks, by the way, thanks for letting me stay in the spare room upstairs. It's not that Mike's place isn't nice. It's just that it's familiar in a bad way.
Sorry that it's more of a desk than it is a room.
Oh, it's okay. It beats sleeping upright, strapped to a chair for months on end.
I would say that it is at least better than that.
I mean, I'm moving on up. Pretty much everything that's gone on in the last several weeks has been better than what came before it for me, I think.
I figure you've probably been through a lot too. You don't have to talk about it, by the way. I'm not saying you have to talk about it.
He looks around. Are we alone?
Rari went to class and Edith left. So
Do you ever feel like you shouldn't say something, but if you don't say it, you're just gonna scream?
all the time.
I feel like that now.
Well, if you want to say it, I promise I won't scream, and I promise not to tell anyone.
I I think Thomas Hemwick was a bad guy.
What do you mean?
Rari and I found a piece of mail in my missing persons file. It was one of like 3 pieces of paper in it. No one would have even known I was gone if my parole officer hadn't have reported me missing. Apparently, the law makes allowances for violent kidnapping, though. I went to the address on the mail because I wanted to know what I'd forgot. And I really wish I hadn't.
Well, I would look at this as a restart then. Be the Thomas you want to be.
That's just it, though. It's a name, it's a face. I have no connection to it at all. It'd be one thing if all that horrible stuff I found had triggered like some memory, some sense other than disgust. But I think the part that scares me the most is it didn't. It didn't, and that feels desperately unfair. And the whole time he's talking, he's like pouring himself a cup of coffee and he's shaking. And all that you guys have forgotten is the weeks you lost, and everything I've forgotten is everything I am. There's no Thomas. It's just a name because there are pieces of papers that say it's my name, and he was a bad guy. And he squeezes and the ceramic mug breaks. Ah!
Are you okay?
And I can do that.
And as you break the cup and the water like dribbles down onto the counter, the cabinet swings open and hits you in the head.
Jeez.
Oh my god. Are you okay?
Physically, yes. Emotionally questionable, but I am confused.
Rose will get up and like go push the cabinet shut.
The cabinet slams open again.
Oh, bring it on, house.
No, don't.
Sucker
Please
punches
don't find
me.
my house. Please don't find my house.
Okay. As you say, bring it on, house, the 2 cabinets that are underneath the sink smack you in the legs.
Ow! God,
actually- Yep.
Ow!
Oh my god, Thomas, just come out of the kitchen for a few minutes. Come on, this happens. And she'll kind of try to escort him out of the kitchen.
The
This
whole
is not
cabinet,
been very
all
good
the
for
cabinets
me.
are just kind of like rattling, just a little bit. Like you can hear the dishes shaking.
Edith!
Edith is gone.
No.
Edith went on a walk.
What?
Edith is not here.
Oh my goodness! I could have.
So you walked away. You walked away from the kitchen into the other
Rose
room.
is trying to kind of escort Thomas out of the kitchen.
What is going on? I thought your house only got messed up when I was asleep. Ow!
Well, you know how you justify stuff when you don't know the truth? And you just kind of make up reasons about why stuff happens?
I'm sure I do know.
Well, we just thought our house was really out of balance.
It just hits you randomly with.
But now I'm considering that there's probably a bigger reason. Like we're haunted or demons or, gremlins. I don't really know what's real. So
as you guys are talking, you have left the kitchen in a mess, and you've left broken pieces of things, and the door to the kitchen like swings back and forth menacingly.
Okay, you're a house. Like, we get it.
Okay, you're standing in the hallway. The rug just pulls out from under your feet. It's
Oh!
Are you okay? Oh my God. And she's like trying to help you up. And she's like, we're sorry. Whatever we said that we did is wrong. We're sorry.
I'm getting my ass kicked by architecture. This is
And offers a hand to help him up.
Yeah. All right. I know when I'm beaten. Oh, that didn't feel good.
the kitchen door like swings again.
Yeah, all right. You're tough. I didn't mean to mess. You're the alpha home. You're the whatever you are. You know, when you guys were foggy in the head and doing all that nasty magical stuff in the basement, is it possible you did this?
The doors to the basement immediately shut. Like you can hear them just be like.
I can take that as a yes.
I was going to take it as a no.
The door to the front opens.
I think we're being told to vacate the premises.
Okay, well, that's not cool. Can I at least get my phone and my wallet? She asks very nicely to no one.
Nothing happens. So
I'm going to state that as a tentative yes, but be quick.
Okay. I will. And she kind of tries to go back into the kitchen to get her things.
you notice that the cups are the pieces of cups are kind of like pulling together just a little bit as you're walking in, and when you walk in, they stop.
She'll kind of kneel down. She's like, please don't hit me. And she'll sweep the pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, can I pick it up? Put it away?
Nothing happens.
She's going to just kind of pick all the broken pieces up and go to throw them away.
Okay.
And if she doesn't get hit in the face, then she'll call Thomas back in.
Well, nothing's getting hit in the face, but still the only door that's really working is the front door. Well, so yeah, she can call him in if she wants.
She's like, it might be okay. Not really sure though.
Don't sucker punch me. I'm not doing anything.
She's like, okay, well, do you want breakfast? Are you okay? You're not cut or anything, are you?
I was. Gone now.
As you guys are kind of standing there with the front door conspicuously open, it banged open. The little old lady who lives across the street is walking by, and she has walked up to your little porch and is like, "Hello?"
Hi, and she'll like run over to meet her rather than letting her in.
Oh, hello, dear. You are one of those college girls who lives here.
Mm-hmm. I'm Rose.
I heard some of the commotion. Are you getting acquainted with the house?
In a sense. I'm sorry.
I saw the doors waving. Usually when that happens, people start leaving.
Oh, this happens a lot?
Not often, but it, very sporadically do people rent this house. Did you get a good deal on it?
Yeah, but I figured it was just college housing prices.
Well, this is one way to keep college housing prices. It is a beautiful old house, though.
Yeah, gorgeous. Do you know anything about it?
I do. It's a very interesting house. I know about lots of the buildings in this area. I grew up here as a small girl.
Okay. Well, would you like to come in?
No,
That's fair.
the curtains are drawn, and I think it would like a minute.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to come over to my house? I have some tea, but you're too young for tea. I have some kombucha.
Tea would be great. Is it okay if my friend comes?
Of course. Hello, young man. I have not seen you before. Well, you arrived a couple weeks ago, so I have seen you before, but not for much.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not actually here that often. I just stayed last night for. Yeah, nice to meet you, ma'am.
Right. Well, let me just. And she writes a quick note to Edith. That's like, house needs a minute to another lap, and she sticks it like in the little window pane where they keep an extra key.
Cool.
God, even I know that's weird.
So, the lady introduced herself as Eloise. And you follow her. Do you follow her over to her house?
I think so. Thomas, are you coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. And he looks back around and just. All right. Leaves.
The door closes very firmly behind you. And you guys go over to Eloise's house. As you come in, it's a house her house was probably built in like the 70s. It's nothing too special, but she has definitely decorated it like some sort of Gothic grandmother. There's old wood furniture, there's doilies in places. The walls are covered in like archive photos and old architecture drawings and maps of the university and other like historic areas in Weldport. She has an old desk with like an old-fashioned cartographer set, and her living room is kind of cramped. You'd expect a house with this kind of style to be like super welcoming and whatnot. This does not entertain very often, but she does have a couple of chairs. They were once overstuffed. Now they are just very old. And she gestures for you guys to sit down. And she brings you some tea. For the young lady. Sir, would you like beer?
I'm fine with having what she's having. Do I look like I drink a lot of beer?
You know, I can't really tell with young men these days, and often they are offended by the offer of tea. They think it is old and stuffy.
Well, that would be disrespectful and an affront to your hospitality, ma'am. Whatever you care to serve, I'll drink.
Well, it would certainly be an affront to the queen, so I accept that. And she brings you out another cup and pours some tea for you and a third for herself.
God save Her Majesty.
Cheers.
You're so cute. Oh, it's been so long since anybody has been over here. But you wanted to know about the house. So you two know that this house is very, very old, yes. But do you know how old?
Well, the shower water smells like copper, so I had assumed it was quite old.
It's almost 100 years old.
That is old.
As old as the rest of the university. It was built by an old man. Well, he wasn't old when he built it, but he is old now. Actually, he's dead now. But his name was Henry Van Ryn. And he wanted to be... What?
That's a great name. Why couldn't I be a Henry Van Ryn?
Well, I hear that there are processes by which one can change their names to all sorts of things. I met a girl once who decided she wanted, instead of being Tiffany, to be Ladasha, and she changed it.
There are, and I've explored such avenues, but it turns out you're only allowed to have an alias in this state if you don't have a record.
Oh,
Whatever that
young
means.
lady, is this man appropriate to be hanging around with?
I assure you he is. The house was built by, I'm sorry, you said Henry?
Henry Van Rain. He was actually my great uncle. And he wanted to be the greatest architect on the West Coast. And he wanted this university to be his monument to his genius. And he was good. He was good. You can see, and she points to some of the pictures on the walls. He captured the architecture of the old Ivy League schools very nicely, but he didn't really have any original ideas, in my opinion, which is unfortunate and a requirement for genius. So he was not really accepted as a genius or an innovator, but he wanted this to be the Oxford of the Pacific, and he thought that if he made the buildings that way, that he could help it become that way. He was very good friends with all the Feltons, who helped start the university and founded so many things in the city. And if you go around, there's a carousel by him in the park. Have you seen the carousel, young lady? Did you? It's very beautiful. I think it might also have a similar problem to your house, but it is beautiful, if also unoriginal entirely. But,
What problem do you mean?
well, we'll get to that.
Of course.
You have to know the whole story, or it doesn't make sense and it just sounds horrible. So he wanted to be great, which is really very admirable. And he just wasn't getting anywhere, but he was obsessed with his work. And he moved into that house. That house was supposed to be his, and he wanted his house to reflect how he saw himself, and his wife wanted a new wing so that they could be respectable and have, well, good standing among the neighbors, which I guess an extra wing would give you in the 1920s. But anyway, he poured all of this into it, and his little girl died
Oh no,
as they were building the new wing.
that's
And the
terrible.
new wing was never finished. But he was very distraught. Because he was not a terrible man. He just had lost sight of what was important. He didn't hold on to what he loved. He had actually just abandoned it for his dream. So this is where it gets strange. He decided that, well, it was very fashionable back then to be involved in the occult arts and to speak to the dead, or to hire someone to call your fathers from a seeing bubble. I don't really understand how it worked, and I think a bunch of those people were probably charlatans lying. But he tried everything, and it said that he wrote journals compulsively for almost a year after she died. There was this thing called automatic writing, where you would just write nonsense or a single phrase until it turned into the words of the person you were trying to communicate with, whether it's a spirit or God or your dead daughter. And so he would write these things in these journals, and I don't know, I assume the journals are still in there somewhere in storage, maybe up in the attic or in the basement, I don't know. But the journals, he wrote and he wrote and he couldn't get anywhere. And then his wife suggested that they hire an actual professional, which did make sense. And also I think his wife just wanted him out of the scribbling and maybe to come to his senses. So she hired a lady that was actually a documented charlatan, and she paid the lady extra and was like, make sure my husband sees his daughter and can put this to rest. She did not see
Yeah.
her. She saw something else. And there were stories of it in the newspapers because the whole house started glowing like there were lightning bugs everywhere. And there are no lightning bugs here, so that really made a big stir in 1920 because they barely had electricity. I don't really know what he saw. But a little while later, he was arrested and put in an insane asylum. And he spent the rest of his days drawing pictures of his little girl and tearing them up into 4 pieces and laying each piece on each corner of his house, his room, in the asylum. It was tragic. But I think whatever they did in there did something to that house. And you folk did something in there a couple weeks ago. I think you might have done something to the house too.
I'm sorry. What do you know about that?
Did you see anything?
Well, mostly I just saw the lights, and to be perfectly honest, with all the stories that I've heard about this area, I don't particularly like the lights, and so I went to bed.
Of course.
Yeah. Rose, I think we have a couple of things to look into.
Hmm.
Ma'am, thank you for the tea.
You're welcome. And if you ever need to know anything about any of the other buildings around here, you just let me know, because I love telling people the stories of these buildings. They're like my old friends.
Of course.
I'd like that.
Just be kind to that house and it'll behave for you, I think. As long as you didn't do too much to it.
We'll be sure to make sure it knows we're sorry for anything we did.
Well, have a lovely afternoon. I hope this helped.
Of
It
course.
did. Thank you.
That was lovely to meet you.
Well, we should probably check on it just so my roommate doesn't come home to that note.
Yes. Great idea.
So the two of you leave?
Yes. Rose.
Back to the house?
Out to the street, and I stop Rose. This is not good.
Nope.
Your neighbors are watching you. There's Nosy, and then there's that. And I find the timing.
A lot of people are watching us. It
Yeah,
feels like every day we learn about another person who is following us around.
that bothers me. I mean, it bothers me a lot.
I don't know why. Up until 2 weeks ago, I was pretty boring. And even Edith, with everything she's got going on, we were pretty boring.
I don't think that's true. You guys are pretty interesting.
Thomas, I had a dream last night, and Edith said it was just a dream because I'm stressed out, but
What was the dream?
it was pretty normal for me at the start. It was just a fairy tale. But then at the end of it, this little girl was begging for help, and I didn't recognize her, but she said she was trapped and scared. She was terrified.
I had a dream too. I was in that foggy space where I was trapped since I can remember. But this time, rather than that guy who was my only company, I dreamt about your house. And it tried to hurt me and told me some things that hurt me in other ways. I thought it was just a dream too. It's different than what my dreams usually are. But this is all feeling like a bit tenuous to be a coincidence, don't you think?
It seems off that it would just all be a random happenstance.
Well, I'll tell you what my instinct is. A lot of juju is obviously taking place in that building. A lot of stuff that shouldn't have been taking place. A lot of messing with forces that are best left alone, including by you lot when you weren't yourselves. There's a chance that something really dangerous has happened. And in places where evil pools, or when stuff is disruptive, or when the barrier between worlds is thin, and don't ask me how I know this, but I do. All kinds of stuff can seep out, right? But not just like horrible monsters, and not just paracausal forces to raise the dead, but what do you call it when it's just in the mind? Like if I were to lift a cup with my mind.
Oh, like telekinesis?
Yeah, yeah, but there's a word for all of that. Psychic.
Oh, yeah. No.
This stuff could be influencing you and Edith and the others. Like maybe a lot of this tension and this misery and these bad dreams are because something's broken in that space. Maybe if we fix it, it's more than just being able to drink coffee and complain about our days that we buy. Maybe we buy our friends some peace.
I would love to help with that.
I don't like the idea of a hostile force being there with you when you sleep.
Me neither. And you deserve a good night's rest when you decide to, hang out.
Well, your lips to whatever God is listening's ears, right? Let's take care of this together.
Let's do it.
Okay. So what's our first step? Considering I'd say we've got a pretty good chance that the busybody neighbor's mostly telling us the truth from her perspective. At least I didn't detect dishonesty, did you?
No, and I don't see why she'd lie. It's not like she wants the house or wants really anything to do with us outside of just talking.
Yeah, she seemed like eager to socialize, eager to info dump, too eager. She gave us a lot of leads, though. Which one would you like to follow up on?
I mean, I lean towards if there's anything in the house left, it would be in the attic or maybe the basement, but we kind of trashed the basement.
Yeah.
If there was something down there, it might be gone now. I feel like our better bet would be the attic.
I'd say considering we're right here, leafing through the attic is probably our most expedient option. If that doesn't bear a ton of fruit, though, she gave us another little pebble that I think is extremely interesting. The guy who did all that occult claptrap in this house, he helped build this university. How much you want to bet that the Felton Library has a lot on him?
I would imagine so.
Man, I didn't want to go back there anytime soon.
No, I'm still stressed that they're going to figure out that it was us. But don't tell Edith because she will freak out about getting expelled.
That's what you're stressed about?
You have to choose your things. I could be stressed about horrifying monsters that are going to eat me in my dreams, or I can be stressed that I'll get expelled.
You crack me up.
Way more manageable.
You crack me up. You downplay your own bravery, and you're stressed about getting expelled rather than be traumatized that you had a fight to the death with a shadow monster in that library a couple weeks ago.
We won. Awkwardly. albeit, but we did win.
We sure did. I wish everybody could see the world that way. We'd be a happier species.
Look, we've got a lot of sadness in our group, and tension and anger. So if I can keep people laughing, then we're doing something right.
Well, you sure make me feel better.
Good.
Let's
To
go
the
raid
attic?
your attic. Yeah, let's go
do
find
it.
some letters.
And she will go up to the door and knock very nicely. She's like, we're gonna come inside now.
It opens and lets you in.
Okay.
You know what I just realized?
Mhm.
It gives me no small amount of trepidation. Every doorknob in this goddamn house is groin height. Don't do that to me. That would not be cool.
I think you just keep a wide distance.
The
from
door just opens further.
everything.
I'm asking rules of engagement. All right, just we exclude. I won't break anything. I'll behave, but we exclude damage, please. Okay, can we agree to that? You're a very well designed, sturdy home.
The house doesn't say anything.
I think I'm getting on its good side.
I think you're doing something. And she'll lead him to where the attic, like, little ladder is.
That's right. Asymmetrical warfare.
Thomas, I don't get it.
Uh-huh.
You talk about how happy I am, but I swear you're always making jokes.
You know, it's funny. The more I'm around this weird stuff, you know, I guess the only thing I can call it is weird stuff, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Trust me, I do.
The
Like
more
my door opening it itself.
You know, I only just came to this realization right now. The more I'm around this weird stuff, the more like myself I feel. And I don't just mean like a good mood or comfortable. I mean like I know things and I can grab them. Not memories, but like facts, knowledge, wit, big words. You know what I mean? It's like when I'm out in the world just trying to be a person named Thomas Hemwick, I'm swimming in the ocean. But this stuff, I'm on land.
Well, I'm glad you found your footing. You will need it, as you have to go into the attic first, because I'm definitely scared of it.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
You just suckered me into that? You just listened to me give this deep, heartfelt
emotion?
No,
it was great. I'm really proud of you, and I'm so glad you feel at home.
Oh, that's mean.
So, Rose, have you gone up in this attic before?
Maybe like twice the whole time they've lived here, and it was probably because she like had no other choice but to put like a couple shoe boxes up there, and Edith wasn't going to be home, or she told Rose specifically like, you have to do this thing.
So it was like I popped my head in, poof, done.
I like threw it and slammed it shut.
Cool. Well, so Thomas, as you get up there, there are indeed a couple of shoe boxes.
Okay.
Just throw.
Before I enter the room, house, I'm asking for your consent to penetrate your upper story.
Oh, what a word choice.
You're supposed to ask permission. I would like to go up there to look around for some stuff to help you.
Rose, have you already pulled down the ladder?
Yeah, she did.
Okay, the ladder just shakes.
I think that's an okay.
I feel like we're establishing a dialogue, this house and me. I feel like we're establishing a rapport. No, it's great. See, the other day I was out walking in the park by your house and I tried to pet this dog and the dog bit me really hard. And the owner's like, well, how would you feel if some stranger just ran up and tried to mess around with your fur? And it really got me thinking that I should punch things less, go less places, and say less things that are possibly offensive without asking for permission first. And look, the lesson bears fruit.
Good lessons.
The elevator like nudges your foot.
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah. I got it.
Did I just call it an elevator? I did.
Yep.
I totally
A
called
ladder.
it an elevator.
A ladder.
All right. House.
Oh, here.
I'm-
And she like turns her flashlight on and hands it to him on her phone.
Gotcha.
Like,
He
see,
kind of
see.
puts it up. House. I am entering. What is this, like your skull? I'm sorry. I won't touch anything that looks like a brain. I'm going.
All right.
And
All right.
Rose will follow up at a slow pace behind.
All right.
It gets up like here. I really like this room. There are no cabinets to hit me.
There should be a light in there.
I gotta touch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He tries to find the light and turn it on.
You succeed.
Excellent.
I see no reason to roll for that.
This is going so
The
well.
house is hidden the chain. It's good.
This
No.
is going
You
so
did
much
that.
better. This is going so much better than morning coffee.
Mhm.
Winning. So good.
So you look around. You turn on the light. So far, it's just Thomas up here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So far, it's just Thomas up here. You look around, and there are a fair amount of like antique looking furniture up there. They're kind of covered with tarps and sheets and stuff to keep the dust off of them. So it looks pretty populated with just like sort of traditional old like ghosts.
Hey, Rose.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean anything by this or anything because I like you and I would sleep on the floor to get to spend more time with you. But why am I sleeping on a desk when you've got like a couch up here?
Because we would have to get the couch down.
I can lift heavy things. You just had
Yeah,
to tell me
but
it was up
until like
here.
2 days ago, you weren't like you. We're two college girls. That's why all this is still up here. It's way better than our furniture.
I can lift a car.
Okay, well you can bring a couch down.
Note to self. Bring down the goddamn attic couch.
But like, don't offend the house because it might be their couch.
Oh, right. Sorry. I can bring down the goddamn attic couch if it is within the house's purview that I do so.
the house does not respond to that question.
It likes me. This is rapport, Rose, right here.
It
This is
seems like
rapport.
it.
So do you like look at it? Do you pick up any of the? Are
Oh,
you
heck
peeking
yeah,
at
I'm
any
moving,
of the
I'm moving
furniture?
all that. I'm moving all that stuff. I'm moving into their little guest office. I want to see what the furniture options are.
So you're looking under at the couches. This furniture is old. It has probably been up here for 100 years. So it's very sturdily built. It is kind of moth eaten.
Ugh.
It's very dusty. There and down the street
Those zombies.
went one of the zombies, just like
Dang, Garfield.
thank you.
Dang, Garfield, slow down. It's a residential neighborhood.
Oh boy. So it's very old furniture. Oak, cherry, big pieces. They are very heavy. You don't see what you would normally see in a house attic. Like this is not someone who like a family did not leave a bunch of like boxes and whatnot that are immediately apparent. Do you continue looking? What would you like to do? And Rose, are you still down?
I will come up at this point if he's not been attacked by the attic ghosts.
The attic has not attacked him yet.
Great. Then she will
You were waiting to see if I got attacked in the
No,
attic?
like I mean, you're strong, and if they attacked you, you could fight them. If they attack me, I will fall off the ladder.
Well, geez, Rose, I didn't know it was your human shield.
Oh my god, it's not like that, and you know it.
It's kind of like that, though.
Okay, don't be rude. I gave you our attic couch.
I have no response to that. Anyway, look at all this fantastic furniture. You know, there was a TV show on at the police station where guys like found furniture like this in old houses and sold it for like thousands of dollars. And you've got more stuff here than most.
All of the sheets immediately like shrink wrap onto the furniture.
I was relating culturally, not suggesting a course of action.
We would never sell the house's furniture.
No, I kind of need some of this stuff, truth be told. It's very nice.
She's
You've
like,
been
"Well,
in
thank
there. I
you
mean,
for
it's
going
like
first."
what? Like what's the equivalent? Like your thoracic cavity? So it's kind of cramped in there, not very comfortable without furniture.
So one of the sheets, are you both up now, or is it
Oh,
just
yeah.
okay? As you are talking, since this conversation is going on for a long time, one of the sheets flies at your head, Thomas.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Another one flies at your head, Rose.
Oh.
And you feel it grabs you.
Oh
and
my god.
It is pulling you.
She's freaking out, but she'll go with it while she's trying to like unhook it.
It's okay, Rose. I saw this in the Three Stooges. You just have to let it go, and then if there's a fat guy, you hit him in the face.
The sheet that is around Thomas's head like pulls him down, and it kind of hurts. He's just like,
ow,
like flat to the ground.
Thomas, are you okay?
I am really getting tired of getting my butt kicked by a house.
It starts pulling you up again. Hitting you up. It's nudging you both towards one of the walls.
Rose will follow
okay.
it so that it stops being as violent.
We get the point. We're going. Jeez.
As you get to the wall.
This is an aggressive haunting. This is not just the house that is haunted. The sheets in the house are haunted.
Rose will go to the wall.
I just lost a fight to a blanket. Ugh.
All right.
Not a good day. Not having a good day.
No, we're having a great day.
So we're over at the wall. And you notice that the wall is kind of papered over with pages, and they look like journal pages. And
Whoa.
It's really, really small writing. It's definitely like super old-fashioned writing, but somebody has definitely used this paper to like, stop up the holes. Old-fashioned repairs here. But you can kind of make out some words. And the words are, "Forgive me, my daughter. Tell me you're okay. Forgive 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 me, my daughter. Tell me you're okay." Over and over again. It's hundreds of lines of this.
This individual was going through some things.
I mean, losing a kid. It's the worst thing I can think of.
Yeah. I bet it is.
Rose is going to look for anywhere that it doesn't say that.
Are you just looking, or do you touch the wall?
I think she's just looking right now.
Okay. So it shifts. It shifts a little bit. You start finding snippets of another one, and it's just, "Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there?"
Then she'll see if she's able to like peel it back at all.
As soon as you touch it, the whole room turns like black and white. You can still see Thomas, but he's not really reacting to any of this. And you look around, and the furniture is all uncovered. It's as if it was actually kind of used like a room, and you realize that the furniture is set in a like circular fashion. So there's a center of the room, and in the middle of the room, you see an old man in an old-timey waistcoat, and you see a lady with the fancy, completely anachronistic and totally inappropriate like gypsy head covering that they would have worn back then. And she's got her crystal ball, and there's a lady who's dressed in black in mourning sitting along with them, and they are peering over the ball. What would you like to do?
she'll kind of turn and she's like, Thomas, you see this?
Thomas, you can hear her.
Do I see it?
You do not. You do not see it. You're still. Are you standing? What are you doing now exactly? Are you standing close to her?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the wall.
Okay.
I don't see anything other than the unhinged, repetitive writings of a deeply troubled person.
Okay. And then she'll kind of turn to them.
Okay.
Like, excuse me, can you hear me at all?
They do not react.
Nope, can't hear me. So, Thomas, there is an old man and 2 women, and the whole room is black and white, and it's kind of freaking me out.
The house is trying to show you something.
Yep. So she'll kind of walk over to where they're looking and see if she can see anything.
As soon as you stop touching the parchment, the room goes back to normal.
Oh, never mind.
Is there anything I can do?
I don't know. Oh, I really don't think the house is going to love it, but can we get a piece of that paper off the wall?
Well, can we?
The house just kind of like dust just sort of from the ceiling.
I have no idea how to interpret the language this thing speaks.
She's like, please don't be mad at me, and she's going to take a piece.
Pull it off.
She's just like...
You're very much...
As soon as you pick it up again, you see the room in black and white.
Okay, we're fine. This is fine. And she's going to just kind of take Thomas's hand and put it on the paper.
Cool. So now you're both holding the paper. Now you can both see the black and white scene.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a neat trick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if this is some sort of like memory impression on the space, or if this is illusion magic that the house is projecting through us based on our contact with a piece of it, or this is fascinating.
As you guys watch, the lady is like doing her thing. Do you walk closer? Do you stay where you are?
Yeah.
I was just going to try to walk closer if Thomas is
closer.
Yeah.
Okay. You can see that the lady's ball has, like, if you look under the table, you can kind of see there's like a mechanism under there for sure. She's got strings in her hands. You can see this is very clearly fake. But as you watch, she has the 2 people close their eyes that are sitting with her, and she starts doing her thing. And the man is sitting there rocking back and forth saying, "Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there?" And from the window, the attic window, in pours thousands of these little lights. And they immediately are drawn to the seeress. And they just go into all of the holes, into her ears, into her eyes, into her nose, into her mouth. And it pulls her up like a puppet. God. And the wife immediately faints. And the man is dumbstruck. And the fortune teller stands up, kind of like she's being worn like a meat suit. And a voice that is distinctly male comes out of her and says, "I am here. What do you want?" And the man asks if he can have his daughter back. And the creature laughs. "No. Because I don't want to. And the man falls back to his knees. And the creature grabs him by the scruff of his neck and is like, "But I will give you something else if you want." And he leans in and starts whispering, and you cannot hear what he's whispering. "Do we have a deal? You will be famous, and everyone will know your name." And he drops the man. And then the lady collapses, and all of the fireflies fly out of her. And nothing more supernatural appears to be happening, other than the fact that everything is gray.
Okay, that's not good.
Nope.
Usually, divination seances are the purview of magicians and, frankly, con artists, and they are actually wizards, but that was legit.
She got something.
Yeah,
Do you know anything about what that is?
impossible to say just from whatever impression of it that was, but let me put it this way: anything strong enough to take control of a human form, even if the human form is open to it, and to use it that way to strike a bargain, that's not good. I mean, that could be a demon or something worse. How do I phrase this? Whatever that thing and that man, who I'm guessing is our neighbor's admired figure, Hank, are the remnants of what they wrought together still here?
The house shakes.
That's what I was afraid of. You were bound here, weren't you?
The house shakes again.
Were you? I'm gonna use my once adventure move to communicate with a supernatural force to get the answer I'm looking for, to get the truth, at the exchange of a truth about myself and my destiny, with the negative consequences attendant to it later.
Okay.
Were you bound here as part of a larger working?
And you can hear in your head, but Rose cannot. It's the voice of the weird woman that you saw in your dream. And she's laughing at you. Wait, ask your question again. Sorry.
Is this just a thing that happened to you, or is this part of a larger working? Was this just a step, or was this the result?
This was my step, you silly being. This was no working. This was me. Until later, when you meddled.
I meddled?
You all. Not you. You're not one of them. You're not like them. Like I said, you're not people. You're not whole.
Thomas, are you okay? Hey. And she just kind of sets a hand on your shoulder. She's like,
I don't know. and his nose would be starting to bleed.
Oh my god. Here, and she'll like shuffle around. She's trying to find a tissue box. She's like, oh my god. Let's go downstairs. We'll get you cleaned up.
How can we help you?
Rose, you're standing next to a big dresser with like drawers in it, and one of the drawers flies out and smacks you in the head,
Oh my god.
and it knocks you out.
Oh my god.
And
Knocks
Thomas-
her out?
it knocks her out.
Oh.
And Rose, you're back in your little dream world.
Oh my god, no.
You're back in your little dream world, and there is just the little girl. And she is back, and she says, "You have to help me.
Okay. No, I'm going to.
She wants me to stay here, and I don't want her here. She says this is her house, but I live here.
No, it's not her house. We'll
She
get
says
rid of
it's
her.
hers, and I'm stuck, and I'm so scared."
Okay, it's okay. Don't worry, because I'm going to help, okay? My name's Rose.
Thank you.
It's going to be okay. Just stay calm. We're going to get rid of her. Can you tell me anything about her? How to stop her?
We're stuck. We're stuck together. My dad did something. I don't know what. And as you look at her, you look down and you see there are like ropes tying her wrists back a little bit. And it's not, as you look closer, it's not actually ropes. It's like metal pieces of wiring and tubing like you would find in a house. And as you look down more, she is missing a leg. And there is like blood along the hem of her skirt. There's only one leg. And she says, "You have to make it whole. You have to get the girl out. You have to make this my house again. Make me whole and make this my house again."
We will. We'll figure it out, okay?
And I would imagine Thomas is trying to wake you up. So
Yeah.
you wake up.
Rose,
No, I'm good. I'm okay.
that was quite a knock. Are you sure?
Uh-huh. Okay, before I forget, there's a little girl. She wanted to talk. She said that there's a woman who's keeping her and everyone trapped here.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
We need to fix it because the little girl wants to live here, but this person is stopping them. And she's missing a leg, and she said that she needed to be made whole. And there was a lot of blood, and she's definitely trapped here, and I don't know what to do.
You said she was missing a leg?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been having, shall we say, a mental dialogue with something a lot less friendly. So I'm thinking that's our individual or being who is keeping her trapped here. It is not friendly.
Okay, so
It knows.
will we get her out?
Well, we have to get rid of it. But that's the problem. Something this entrenched? I mean, I'm not a wizard, are you?
God, no. Definitely not.
That would have been cool. I just had to check.
No, it would be super cool. But I'm not that I know of. But to be fair, I apparently don't know a lot of things, so it remains to be seen.
You said that she needed to be made whole,
Mm-hmm.
and she showed you a form that was missing a limb.
Yeah, she's hurting and she's super scared.
So it's like a piece of a ritual missing, or a piece of the house, or a piece of a ward in a house. There's something that whatever's communicating with you needs us to bring back to unite with whatever else is here that might give us the power or the opening to put this right.
Okay, great.
So, ghosts are extremely literal. You said it's a form of a little girl?
Yeah.
I mean, you know about this house. Your neighbor might know a lot more. Was there a little girl who lived here? Died? Was sacrificed?
I'm pretty sure it's her. It's the dad. The guy who made the deal. It's her dad.
Oh God.
I'm almost positive. Maybe we look around, see if there's something broken. I mean, all I know of is the cup, but honestly, so much in this house has been broken today. Well, the last week, it just kind of happens. And
Rose,
I've broken mugs before, and nobody has ever decided to haunt my house.
Rose, I think we need to do something pretty messed up.
Like,
We need to find out where this little girl was buried.
okay. Well, if this was back in the 1920s, she'd either be in the city yard, or honestly, it was custom to bury people in their own property.
Wait, what?
Well, it's gross, but it happened a lot.
You mean, oh my God, you mean she might be buried here?
It's not impossible. I mean, I would check the city yard first, because if they were wealthy, they probably had a real grave. But most houses had personal graveyards.
Okay. The magic talking box that you have?
Oh yeah, no, I can Google it. We'll
Yeah. Or call the city yard and ask.
And she will start trying to find out if this girl was buried anywhere, hopefully public.
So you're Googling dead girl?
So, oh my God, I know we learned his whole name, Henry.
So we're Googling Van Ryn.
I would be looking up that family to see if we can find information.
And I'll try. If she's investigating a mystery, I'll roll help out, see if I can't contribute any healthy realizations or.
So both of you roll. So I think Rose, you'll roll sharp. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of you will roll sharp.
No, I roll cool, I believe.
Cool.
Ooh. Oh, that was really good. It's the best I can do. Let me just pull up my little sheet. I'm rolling sharp or cool.
You're rolling sharp. He's rolling cool.
Okay, then it's a 12.
Fabulous.
Mine is a 9. So I give him +1, but I expose myself to future trouble.
Okay.
Yay, I've got so much of that.
Thomas?
So as you're Googling, you come up, the first thing that comes up is actually some pretty interesting history about Van Ryn. He was very well known, but unfortunately not as an architect. He was well known as the crazy man who dug his daughter up, hacked her into 4 pieces, and was caught burying the 3rd piece back at the city funeral home. The 4th piece, we're not quite sure. There's no reporting on that. They didn't recover the full body. They buried her full body. Well, they buried her, 2/3 of the body in the city graveyard, because the family did have a plot. It was not complete, but as you look at the map of sort of, because there's it's like a little weird history. He's kind of become like a cult figure in the area because he's the most famous weird crazy person from the neighborhood. If you look, the places where he was found are on the edges of all of the spaces on the university. And you notice that the 4th compass point, so it's all buried in compass points around the university. The 4th compass point is where your house is.
So, Thomas, good news and bad news.
Bad news.
It's here.
Oh God, that's predictable, but I was hoping it wouldn't be so.
Good news, we don't have to get an Uber.
Ah, yes, the chariot service from the Magic Box. I do so much enjoy that service, especially when the car is cool inside.
So should we ask? She'll just kind of say out loud, and she's like, "Hey, house, I don't suppose you know where to go for this particular horrible thing."
All of the doors in the house. So are you guys still in the wait, where are you right now?
We're in
Probably
Still
still
in the
in the attic.
Okay. You hear a lot of doors slam downstairs.
Oh, I think there are strong odds that she's trying to guide us.
Let's start looking for the door that's not shut.
Yep.
And as you go to the ladder breaks.
Does it break like as we're stepping onto it, or does it just like break?
It breaks before you step onto it.
Oh. So the house wants us to stay up here.
I'm not sure the house is what wants us to stay up here.
A few of the doors in the hallway, you can see sort of peering down, a few of the doors in the hallway like are trying to open, and they kind of open a little bit. It's like someone is like when you're kids and you're like pushing to keep someone out and someone else is pushing to keep someone in. It's kind of that tension. And then they do close.
Okay. If you can hear me, I don't know what this is going to look like to you. I don't know how you're going to perceive this, but something is about to happen, and I need you to stay away from it. And he just takes his hand, wills it to do what it does, and kneels down and puts it on the floor of the attic.
As he does, space and time kind of slow down. Rose, you can see what's happening. It's almost like the house sort of starts pulling apart a little bit. And you guys, where his hand meets, physics seems to stop kind of working, and the floors sort of wobble, and the house slowly like Lego piece falls apart until you guys are standing in a misty fog, and in front of you is the little girl that you remember, Rose. And she still she's missing her leg. She's tethered to the giant that Thomas saw in his first dream. The giant is standing over her, and Rose, you would recognize her as a weird Frankenmonster of Angelica Houston from from Ever After, like with the giant head and
that's terrifying.
The giant headdress and like super pale skin, and she's just staring down, and she's trying to pull the girl with her. And as Thomas has put his hand on the floor, Thomas, you notice she is smiling, and the little girl is terrified.
Let her go.
No, foolish boy. I'm going to take whatever is stuck on you, and I am going to make this little girl go away, and then I am going to take my land back.
You're not doing any of that.
Rose.
Yeah?
Listen very carefully to me. This is not going to end unless we make that little girl whole. We're never going to do it with this thing interfering. So I think this is the plan. I am going to get her away from it, and you are going to get her to guide you to what you need to put this right. I am going to keep that thing busy so you can finish this.
Please don't get hurt.
Oh, he's going to get hurt. And this is going to be fun.
Thomas.
Rose, you got to finish this. She needs you, and we can't do it with this thing leering at us and trying to interfere the entire time. I'll be fine. She's afraid of me. And he stands up, holds his hand out. You want this? Come and take it.
And she reaches forward, and she's all of a sudden much bigger than you.
Come on.
And she grabs you bodily.
I grab her back with the intention of trying to use the anti-magic effects of my hand to free the little girl, or to give Rose an opportunity to yank her away.
So you are like, all right. So as you use your magic, you realize that this thing is actually made of the same kind of magic that you have. So it's actually a little bit like trying to fight to like push through sand with extra sand. You're not really having a negative effect on her, but she's not really having a super negative effect on you, and she's a little bit surprised by that.
You're not half as strong as you think you are, huh?
I must have been asleep for longer than I expected, but no matter. And she puts you back down and goes back to
I attack. I don't let that happen. I leap at it and try to swing, try to interfere with
all right.
that.
Roll for kick some ass.
Right
While
on.
she's distracted, Rose is going to try to get to the girl.
Okay.
Okay. I rolled a 10. So
All right.
I'm going to use the extra effect to force them where I want them so I run up, and this time I grab it, like sort of around the waist. You said it's like a sand effect. So I try to like interlace our powers. I try to like tie whatever my hand does, whatever the magical effect of it is. I try to like latch onto this thing like I'm grabbing somebody by the belt from behind.
Yep.
And I just plant my feet and pull like hell to try to throw it back.
She was not expecting that. And she actually ends up being pushed back by what you're doing. And in you pushing her back, she loses concentration on what's happening with the little girl. And the ropes start fraying. They're not gone, but you notice there's a lot of slack in them. And you think that maybe you could start making some movement. So Thomas, you keep pushing her forward. Rose, what do you do?
Yeah.
Rose is trying to get to the little girl. She'll tug her. She's trying to get her free.
Okay, so you're pulling the little girl. She grabs onto you with everything that she's got, and she just says, "Hold on to what's important. Don't let me go. Please don't let her take me away."
I'm not going to let you go. Just, it's okay. Stay calm. And she'll start trying to pull her free.
And the little girl, as you're pulling her, the little girl says, "You have to find the rest of it. It's in the basement. You found it before. You can find it again."
Okay. No, I got it. I can do it.
Thomas?
My whole focus now, even if it means taking a hit, is to keep this thing away from Rose and the little girl. Okay. So, if I'm pulling it back and I'm like managing to create distance, I'm going to try to like jump on its back and try to like improvise a kind of chokehold on whatever I perceive to this thing's neck. using my supernatural appendage. I'm just trying to restrain this thing.
All right.
So on those effects, I get a +1 on getting what I want, but I'm open to harm.
So as you pull her back, you do pull her back, but she goes ahead and lets gravity go with her. And she slams you down.
Oh!
And she is heavy. She is like, it's like having a house fall on your chest.
Okay.
And you definitely take 1 harm.
Yeah, we're gonna stay right here, you and me.
Rose, as you are trying to hold the little girl has kind of stopped shaking. She's looked around at Thomas to see that the lady is on her back and kind of on her back foot for the first time. And the little girl tells you, I'm okay. Just don't leave me forever. But you have to go to the basement. I can't come with you. And she like motions to the ropes. They're not loose enough. She's never going to get that far.
Right. She kind of nods and she's like, okay, then I will be right back. Okay. I'm coming back for you. Just stay calm and don't worry. Okay. We're coming back.
Okay.
And she kind of gently sets her down. She's like, okay, 10 minutes. I can do this. Okay.
10?
Like less than that, much less than that. I will be fast.
The little girl turns around and looks at the horrible monster and sort of like plants her feet and says, this is my house and my daddy built it to be beautiful for me and mommy and you are ruining it. Rose, are you going to stay to watch the fight?
She won't. She's going to try to, she's going to do what she said she'd do.
Rose,
All right,
get
I
it
can
done.
get down.
Rose, get it done. You can do it.
Okay.
Are you going to just jump down?
Yeah. It's not that far.
Okay. Well, we're going to make this interesting. Just roll,
That's fair.
just in case.
That seems
Hopefully
fair.
you don't twist your ankle.
Yeah, that would be really bad timing. It would be like it's a tough.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, it's like an 8.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. It like knocks the wind out of you a little bit, but you're no worse for wear. You jump down, and are you headed for the basement? The doors are doing
looking into the basement.
weird thing. As you go, there are like the carpets are like smooth, and then they're like crunkled up underneath you, and like random doors open to try to block your way. But there's nothing really that's actually able to prevent you from getting into the basement.
Okay. She will run down and she's immediately looking for anything that would point to this little girl's other part.
Okay. As you are looking around down there, what exactly are you looking for?
Thomas said ghosts are literal, so I guess I'm looking for a leg.
Cool. So as you go down there, you guys have done some cleaning, but you also notice that like there seems to be a lot less damage around. Like this house is like healing itself. There's a lot less damage than what you remember from the circle and everything. The circle is still there and it's still kind of weird. You haven't been able to fully undo whatever the heck it was you guys did while you were down here.
Right.
Which was a lot of weird things as far as we can tell, because you had a bunch of different kinds of books and whatnot down there. But everything seems to be mostly sealed up. It's kind of an unfinished basement, but you do notice that there is a side of it that's definitely older.
Okay.
And it looks like maybe there's some like, there's like a door that could be going to a false basement almost. So head over to the
over
false
there.
basement. Yeah. And this false basement, this door does not want to open.
She's like, I'm sure, and she's just gonna like push all of her weight against that door, trying to get in.
Nope.
She said I found it before. So that's the only way into the like false basement area.
That you can, yes.
Okay. she's going to look through the keyhole
Mm-hmm.
to see if she can see just anything to give her a hint on if she needs to get in there or not.
Yeah, you see lights. There's like the little firebug lights are all around.
Okay.
And there's
Then-
definitely like something, there's like a lumpy thing on the
There's
floor.
something. Then she is going to start looking for a way into that room. It's not locked. It's just like so shut she can't seem to get in.
Yeah, it's shut. The door would open out, so you can't pull it. And it's like it's not like a full-size person door. It's like one of those like this would be a
The
crawl
little
space for
ones.
somebody,
Okay.
and it's not. Yeah, but there's no. It doesn't appear that there's any lock on it or anything.
She's gonna try to just so she can't get any leverage when she pulls on it.
No.
Oh my god, Elle's not smart enough for this. She's freaking out.
Have you tried looking around for something to hit it with?
That's smarter. Yes, she's gonna look for a way to break that door.
Cool.
This is why
So,
Edith is around.
back up to the attic with Thomas. Thomas, you're still holding her down.
Trying to, yeah.
And as she is being held down, you're noticing that she's kind of her attention seems to be like sort of diffusing. Like she's trying to pay attention to you and also trying to sort of pay attention to whatever's going on downstairs.
Okay.
And you notice that as she is distracted, she is also a little less like firm and a little less like strong
Ooh.
as her attention is divided.
And say to her, "You can't fight me and stop her, can you? You're not big enough. You're not strong enough."
I can do all the things, puny, not human, mortal creature.
You can do all the things, right? But you can't get me off of you, can you?
I need you down. I want you down on the ground where you belong. And while she's yelling at you, the little ghost girl rushes up into her face, just a ball of absolute fury, and takes the ropes and is trying to take the ropes around monstrous Angelica Houston, which is what we are calling this creature. If you have seen Ever After, that her big black headdress and anyway. So now you are both wrestling her, and she is mad, but she is still trying to figure out how to keep her attention on that basement. Rose. What did we find?
I would imagine that down in the basement is where they keep all the tools for when they're gonna fix stuff. So probably not anything super helpful, but there's definitely like at least a hammer down there.
Fabulous.
So she's gonna take it and just start beating at the whole of it. Mostly the center, because she figures if she can like break the middle, she can burst through it.
Cool. As you break the center of the door, the wood splinters, but then it immediately starts splintering in the direction of you, and it is creating the hole you have created is now like teeth pointed at you. So you can see in there, and there's definitely like a wrapped thing in there, and the lights are mad around it. They're buzzing, and it's like angry flies, and they're starting to sort of buzz towards you, like into your face, as these teeth are also pointed in your direction.
Oh. Well, I have one question before I make a very bad choice. Last time I got a little hurt. Am I
Oh yeah, you're killed, because that was the previous adventure, and it all
Okay.
resets every adventure.
great? Cool. Then she's gonna make a terrible decision of just trying to reach in there and rip whatever it is out.
Cool. Roll for tough.
Okay, it could have gone worse. We're at a 7.
We're at a 7. Okay, so as you reach in, it hurts. It bites you. It is like dragging along your skin, and there's going to be splinters in there. But it's mostly just flesh wound. It's a very painful flesh wound, and you were able to grab the thing and pull it out. The lights fly at you, but for some reason they're not actually like coming towards you at quite as aggressively as like you saw them coming towards the seer lady. So you have it. Now what are you going to do with it?
She's gonna run back upstairs.
Okay.
Because I gotta get it to the little girl.
All right. So as she runs back upstairs, the house is no longer really like the opposing forces in the house are no longer really like it's not really making sense. It's kind of just chaotic. Like the house is flailing basically. Like
Okay.
furniture is kind of moving, but you can also tell the force that's trying to push it out of your way is actually getting stronger.
Okay.
And you get up to the top.
That's my goal.
Try
to climb up.
So you're gonna get up to the top. How are you going to get up?
Yeah, the ladder's broken, so I was gonna ask how broken it was and if there's any way she can reach it right now.
So I would imagine it like cracks down the middle. So it's one of those pull down ladders. So either side is still attached. It's just it's scary and tenuous, and it was like a ploy to get you to stay up there, but
Right.
you could probably try roll for tough.
Okay. Oh, so much tough. Oh, it was 3. It was a 3.
Great. So as you go to try to climb up this ladder, the whole thing like collapses. The ladder collapses. The floor is the ceiling is about 7-8 feet up there, and the ladder is useless.
Cool. Then her next goal would be find something to climb on top of. So she's looking for like either a chair or, I mean, it's not a great plan, but she's in a hurry kind of situation.
All right. So
she'll also yell for the little girl.
Okay.
I was going to say, can I try to weaken the creature more, or weaken the being more to give the girl a longer reach to help Rose?
Actually, the girl has enough reach. She was able to get close to the attic. She just didn't have enough, like the wires holding her to
get her to the basement wasn't going to happen.
The creature of the land, yeah, it wasn't going to happen. But she can get down. She can get down there. So Rose, if you call to her, she can come help you.
She's like, "Hey, I'm back. Help!"
Fabulous. The little girl gets off of the monster of the house and runs over towards where you are and sort of tries to, like, she grabs some of the wires and sort of lets them down. And it's a nice little loop, so you can just sort of sit on the loop and pull up. Unfortunately, this has focused the house's attention on you and the little girl. And she is starting, the furniture, the very heavy furniture that is right by the top is starting to quake. As you crawl up, you are able to get up, but you notice immediately all of this stuff is just like.
She'll scoop the girl up and run out of the way as quick as she can.
And what do you do now? The house is very mad. It is now intent on killing you, and it is going to start pushing furniture down in your general direction.
Can I attack it to try to stop that from happening?
Yes, you can.
She is trying to get the little girl like to a safe corner at least where there is less heavy furniture for the house to throw.
Okay. So Rose takes the little girl and you guys pull off to a corner, and Thomas, you are continuing to attack the creature.
I would let go of the hold and try to roll so that instead of being on the creature's back, I have it like mounted and try to just rain punches with the magic hand.
Cool.
Just you don't get to hurt her.
It's furious. It's absolutely furious, but it's also getting annoyed. Like you know when you've kicked a wasp's nest? Like
Yeah.
there's actually not a lot of thought to this anymore. It's just like
So yeah, I rolled an 8. As a consequence, you can either trigger my playbook consequence or I can take harm.
let's trigger your playbook consequence, which I don't actually because you have a
Yeah, no.
special one.
Yeah. Do you want me to trigger a tick up on the doomsday clock?
Yes.
Um. Okay. So
No.
he's hitting just over and over and over again, just trying to make a dent and getting angrier and angrier and angrier as he does it. Just, you don't get to hurt her. You don't get to do this anymore. And on one punch, his hand sticks to this creature's face, and some kind of spark, some kind of energy between skin, if that's what you can call it, shoots out into the ether. And Thomas's mind goes blank, and his eyes go white, and his voice changes. Oh, little failing, thinking you're so big, thinking you're so strong, thinking you can take what's mine. I dwarf you.
I told you are not of them. You are just like me.
Yeah, you told me. Guess what happens to you now? And his hand opens and closes around this thing's throat. I will break you between my teeth, you wretched, arrogant little creature.
But there's more of me in the land than you can ever squash.
I will hunt you down to your moats, fiend.
And as you crush her, she just poofs into these like at first they're like angry lights and then they just sort of dissipate into the attic, and it's just like motes of dust glowing incandescently.
And Thomas's eyes would go normal, and his hand would blacken and fray. His skin would crack like glass, and he would shriek in pain and roll over, clutching his fist. And he is one more tick up on his clock of destiny, and is out of commission for the scene. It's all on you, Rose.
No, that's terrible.
So Thomas is unconscious.
Oh.
The little girl.
She looks panicked, but she looks to her.
She's kind of shaking, and you can see the wires and the ropes that had been holding her. The vines, they're gone. They kind of shriveled into dust and are just gone. And there are these huge welts around her wrist.
Are you okay?
I think so. I think I might be maybe me. I haven't been awake for very long. It's all very old. How did it get so old?
It's been some time.
My daddy's gone, isn't he?
I'm afraid so. But he loved you a lot.
Mama?
I'm so sorry.
Her name was Catherine. And she called me Kate.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Kate.
I'm sorry for all the trouble.
It's okay.
And she feels the floor. I think I'm still alive. With this? You found it. And she motions to the wrapped thing you have.
Yep. She kind of sets it down. And she's like,
Kat takes a strange look at it. She's not really sure what's supposed to happen next. But she takes the bundle and, not really able to think of anything else, just sort of hugs it. I don't think my daddy meant to hurt me.
I don't think so either.
He was sad. And as she hugs it, it like just disappears and is absorbed into her. And you see that what was bloody by her skirts dries and a leg appears underneath and she's whole again. Do I have to leave?
Not if you don't want to. I mean, you're welcome to stay here. I can't tell you what that'll be like, but
I don't think I'm ready to meet my daddy.
okay. Then you can stay here, and I'll help however I can, okay?
Thank you for not being scared. I'll do what I can to help too.
Okay.
This is my house. Thank you.
Of course. It's what we do.
And she just sort of mists away.
This kind of just takes a second, and then she'll go over to Thomas and start trying to like, hey, come on, please wake up. Hey, you're okay, you're okay. How do I help?
It's not mine. It's not mine. It's not mine.
Thomas, what isn't yours?
And he just holds up his hand.
I'm so sorry.
They gave it to him. They put this on me. They had to have. They put this on me. It's not mine. Is she okay?
She's safe. She's good. She's okay.
Are you okay?
Totally fine.
So you remember when I told you I thought you were really brave?
Yeah.
That was really brave.
Flattery will get you nowhere. But thanks.
All you got is you. And every time something needs doing, you do it. And it's scary and it hurts. But you don't blink, do you?
Well, someone pretty clever told me that if I just told everything I was bigger and badder than it, that it would be true. So I'm working on it.
I can't believe the level to which you're succeeding. I'm so glad we did this together.
Me too. I'm sorry I couldn't help you against that.
It wasn't a... No, I'm sorry I couldn't help you do what needed to be done. I needed to keep that thing busy. That thing that knew way too much about me.
Yeah, it did. Did you, or Is it gone, you think?
Educated guess. All that was here was a piece of it. That piece of it, the stronger the little girl got, the weaker it got. And I don't think I beat it so much as showed it what I am or what this is. I felt more like a retreat than a victory.
Yeah.
As you guys are talking, oops, sorry, go ahead.
Are you okay, Thomas?
I feel different.
That didn't sound like you.
It wasn't me. I wasn't driving, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There was pain, and it felt like I dipped my hand in hot coffee or hot tea, and there was a voice that told me that I didn't know how to use the power and that it was going to show me. And then the next thing I know, that thing was dissolving pell-mell to get away from me. That big angry thing, and I think we scared it.
Well, you're kind of a big deal, so.
And you are officially, what's the word? What's that movie we watched a couple weeks ago? You're a Ghostbuster.
I mean, I do what I can.
And at that moment, the front door opens, and Edith is like, Rose, what happened?
Our house was haunted, but now it's good haunted.
Way to go. That's an apt way to describe that. I'm sure that's going to make it all better.
It's good haunted?
Yeah, I'm coming. And she'll like get up and she's like, "You coming, Thomas?"
Yeah, I'll be right behind you. Just give me a second.
And she'll kind of like scoot to the edge of the attic and then climb down much more like Elo's arms slip down.
Are you still here?
And like a little lightning bug like drifts by.
That's what I thought. I don't know if you're whole enough to hear what I'm about to tell you, but this place, it doesn't belong to you. And these people who live here are under my protection. And I have no idea what that means, but I know that you know enough to be afraid of it. So you go back wherever you came from and you never darken our door again, or I will break you.
A small little swarm of lightning bugs kind of gather around the window, and as you say that, they like punch through the window and then immediately retreat.
That's what I thought. She's gone, Kate. She won't come back.
Thank you.
Holy crap! I'm sorry, I thought you were gone, or...
No, this is my house. I live here. Rose said I could stay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I'm glad that you're okay.
I'm just not ready to see my dad, my father.
Hey, I forget where I read it, but I read it somewhere that death and the hereafter are the great truth. I'm not ready for the truth either. So, let's say you and I spend some time in this place with these people, and we'll deal what comes next when we're damn ready.
That sounds good.
And can you not like hit me anymore? Is that a thing? Can we negotiate those terms?
Oh, well, most of that was her. She doesn't like it when her things are broken or hurt. She didn't like it she didn't like it very much when my dad made this house. And she didn't like it when you were in the basement breaking things.
Well, it's your house now. And I won't break anything in here on purpose. Rose probably won't either. Edith, I don't know, actually. She kind of seems like a break things kind of person, but I'm sure it won't be malicious.
That's okay. I can fix them. And with that, she like walks over to the ladder and puts her hand on the ladder, and the ladder fixes itself.
Oh, that's cool.
That'll be easier.
Hey, about what I said earlier about not hitting me with doors, cabinets. That can be that's a thing that you and I can agree to here, right?
Sure.
Because it made me look and feel kind of like an idiot. And I'll be honest, when I'm with Rose, I don't need any more help on that front. So
She likes you.
no, it's mutual.
Well, you should say something. And she just disappears.
It's complicated. Gosh, why does everything spectral have to have the last word? Goes down to join the girls.
And with that, we will conclude our adventure for the night. Unless there is anything else that anybody is dying to say to one another right now.
Honestly, just curious what Edith's reaction to the fucking war zone. Pardon me, freaking
Okay,
war
so then the
zone.
house split apart, and I had to run to the basement.
And I found a leg.
I think I found a leg.
God
And the
leg.
door tried to eat me, but not before the lightning bugs attacked my face.
And Thomas was in a fist fight with Angelica Houston from
And
Ever
Angelica Houston was the bad guy.
Rose, I'm gonna put a bell on you so I can like come back when things happen.
Also, I told a ghost she could stay here. She's a little girl and she's really sweet. She's really scared.
I mean, we have regular Tom and Rory, so you know, sure, 3. It's fine.
She's totally a sweetheart, though.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
There's actually a really cool reason, by the way, you two, that we want her around. Y'all want to see?
Sure. Is it on my way to my nap?
Yeah, I mean, if you just promise not to like to have a stroke when I do it.
And Edith walks up the stairs and she sees the perfectly normal ladder and is like, okay, I'm going to bed. You two don't
We'll clean up.
break anything else.
No, we'll clean up. We're good.
We'll clean up. That's exactly what I wanted to show you.
That's incredible.
I know, right?
It's
We
super cool.
We can break windows. We can scratch things.
Okay, but like, let's not do that on a regular basis.
Yeah, actually, the more I think about it, having a house that fixes itself is like a lot less like day-to-day cool than I thought it was.
No, it's like it's pretty day-to-day cool. You just like we have to do stuff on the inside of the house because I feel like we've got a lot of people watching us, and if I'm constantly breaking windows so that she can fix them, it's going to attract a lot of attention.
Does the ghost homekeeping power include lawn care?
I wouldn't make the little girl do it. That seems mean.
Nah, you're right. We can make
Besides, I
Rory
think the college pays for that. So
we can make Rory do it. That'd be funny.
And with that, you go outside to do some lawn work. In March.
in March.
Although it is the Pacific Northwest, so I guess it could be whenever. But
Oh yeah, and given how rainy it is, lawn maintenance is a 24/7 thing, y'all.
well, join us next week for a new adventure. DM will be keeping next week again, and we will be back with the entire crew for another Scooby Gang adventure. And yeah, We didn't do any updates in the middle. That's fine.
We
'cause I put
definitely
the link
didn't.
for
It's
the new
okay.
store. And the Stream Elements thing gave the link for the wrong store. So I'll put the link for the new store in again for everybody who has seen it because I'm excited because Elle and I finally got new stuff for you guys.
Yeah, it's
Now, Laura's
Congratulations, Chloe, on your first keep session.
Yeah,
That was a
good
blast.
job.
thank you.
Way to go.
It was fun. It was
Isn't
super
it?
fun.
Super good job.
Super fun. And so yeah, that's it for us tonight, everybody. We will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Have a good evening and farewell. Stay weird.